That seems so crazy to think there's not a list.
That's what Jimmy said. He's a tinfoil hat guy.
There's a lady in jail for sex trafficking.
And Jimmy would acknowledge it.
To no one. Like, there's no one who's been arrested that she sex trafficked to.
And that's what Aaron's saying.
Well, there's a list that's out. Who knows if it's fake? I don't know. It could be a fake list. Who knows? But Chris Tucker's on that list. And they asked Chris Tucker on a podcast, what's up with you being on the list? He didn't do what Jimmy Kimmel said. Jimmy Kimmel said it's a fake list. Who cares what that list says? It's fake.
Right.
Chris Tucker goes, yeah, I did go on that flight, but we went to Africa, and I went with a bunch of diplomats. I didn't know who this fucking Epstein guy was. Like, Chris Tucker says, like, I had no idea. We were on this plane. We were going to Africa, do some diplomatic shit, and turns out he's a pedophile. I didn't know.
Well, they definitely got people connected to him by using famous people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, like,
my point was, Chris Tucker basically confirmed that the list was like legit because he's on it.
Right. There was this dude that was inviting me to this conference once, and he was like, Kanye West is going to be there. I'm like, oh, Kanye West is going to be there. Next thing you know, you're there, right?
Yes.
And if you don't know who's there, and some dude, this was just a conference, it was like a tech conference. They wanted me to come and talk about, like, the influence of social media and podcasting and shit. I was like, I talk about that all the time. What am I going to go there? But point is, they were trying to lure me by saying that some famous dude I know is going to be there. So if you hear, like, oh, my God, you know, Richard Dawkins is going to be there.
You think it's safe?
Yeah. All these famous people are going to be there. World leaders are going to be there.
What was Stephen Hawkins doing on that list so much?
Stephen Hawkins was a freak. He used to go to strip clubs.
Really?
Yeah, because he could feel, but he couldn't move. You know who told me about that? Eric Weinstein. Weinstein told me about that back in the day. He would go to, like, swingers clubs. He would lay there, and they all gyrate on him. Just because it probably felt good, and he can't move, but he could feel. He had Lou Gehrig's disease, so his body just.
Their dicks still get hard though.
I bet. I mean, he's not stupid. He's smart as shit. He just can't move.
It's crazy because to go to the effort to blackmail Stephen Hawking.
Well,
like, you know, easy that would be if you really want to blackmail
I don't know if that's
a dude.
What they were doing.
He had a bunch of handlers though.
But you know what I'm saying? How easy the guy's in a wheelchair, he can't even move.
Yeah, but you got to think
put him
of
in
it
any
as,
situation,
right?
And what is he gonna do? Say stop? Like we're gonna wheel you in. You're on this island now, like.
Now, you have to think of it in terms of a long picture. Like, what is the picture? If you have esteemed scientists, Nobel laureates, scholars, all these different world leaders, bankers, famous singers, famous actors, they're all there. So that's the way you get people to do it. You invite people to this immense, lavish celebration that with intellectual world leaders, geniuses. And you think, well, how could it be bad if all these geniuses are there?
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're doing yayo, and you got some girl from some Eastern Bloc country that's rubbing your and you don't know that she's 16, and she takes you in a room, and that room is filled with cameras. That's
blackmail.
Yeah. And I think
what it's all about.
We're probably facing the effects of that right now. I bet there's decisions that were made. There's influence that got moved around. There's people that support a certain narrative because they were on that list.
Wasn't that what I was saying all day today?
Has to be.
I think everything that's going on right now in the world is linked to Jeffrey Epstein. That's what I think. I think
everything?
I think everything, man.
Trump shit, everything?
Everything. Who's
UFOs?
connected? I don't know. Yeah.
Well, you know,
all of it. All of it.
Since I met you, we've discussed UFOs. UFOs have been around. They've been talking about them since Jesus left Chicago.
Right.
But the last 3 fucking years, everybody's seen fucking UFOs.
Yeah.
How about that Miami shit? Come on. Come on, dog.
The people who did coke for 40 years.
Yeah.
That's what you saw. You didn't see no fucking aliens. But that's what they're selling all over. Now people from the Navy.
It's a distraction.
All of a sudden, all these pilots. Yeah. I was going here and they were driving
fake.
right next to me, waving
it's
at
so
me.
fake.
Really? And now you decide to fucking tell me.
This is what I think.
Tell me.
There's a lot of important people that were on that list, right?
Right.
A lot from all over the world.
Right.
Politics,
Music,
Hollywood, music,
actors.
You saw the list is out, dog. No ass right there.
No
Chris
athletes.
Tucker pretty much said it was real.
Yep.
Not that everybody on the list did shit. who knows? It would be easy to, like you said, drag. Like if in the 90s or in the 2000s, if people would have liked my music and I would have had a record deal, thank God nobody liked it.
And somebody said, hey, you want to come to the island?
Let's go to an island, dog. There's a billionaire. He's got a bunch of bitches that we're going to party. I think I would have went, dog. You know what I mean? Then you go,
right. And you're talking to a scientist.
And then you're like, dude, people brought their kids? You're like, no, dude, those are the bitches. Like, oh, shit.
No,
I'd be on a fucking kayak, dog. I'd be on a fucking kayak. Well, where's Miami, dog? Listen, how far is Florida?
What do you think
is the bitches?
What do you think? What do you think this UFO thing is? What do you think the UFO
I
thing
think,
is?
okay, no. The point is,
Joey,
no, this is the point.
Okay,
This is the point.
okay.
My point is, the people that are on the list would rather, like if they had a choice, you want to go to jail for this shit as a pedophile, or would you rather have World War III? Would you rather have fucking civil war? Would you rather have a fake alien invasion where the world changes, like the whole world changes right away? Where would you go? Would you rather go to Guantanamo Bay? Would you rather go to prison? Or would you rather have World War III, Mad Max, alien invasion? That's what I think. World War III would save them. Alien invasion would save them. And a civil war will save them. So they want all that shit, dog.
Anarchy.
They want all that. They want complete chaos so they don't go to jail. That's what I think.
I don't like that the list only released 300 people. A lot more than 300 people on that fucking island. And I think they took the bottom half. Like
Was there really 300 people on that list?
I don't know.
That's what
I don't
heard.
know if the official list has been released, has it?
Yeah. No. Who knows? The list could be fake.
No.
The list could be fake.
They're just releasing a list, but they're still covering up the fucking...
But Chris Tucker, he basically said, he didn't deny it. He said, yeah.
Right. He
was
said
just
he flew
saying,
with Jeffrey Epstein to Africa, but he didn't say he went to the island.
Exactly.
I think the people that went to the island, that's where things get real weird.
That's
no,
the
but you
list
could
we
go,
want.
you could go to the island and not know either.
And he also
like
had a place in Manhattan. He was famous for having big parties at this house in Manhattan that he got from the guy who owned Victoria's Secrets.
The most expensive mansion.
Guy gave him this
$75 million mansion.
There was other guys that were like these big hedge fund guys that gave him like $100 million. Gave it to him.
And they can't track why.
Yeah.
Nobody knows why he was so powerful.
Money. He
And
did
then
a great
also
job
Trump's
helping
on the
me with
list,
money.
but Trump was like, "Nah, we hitched a ride to Trump Towers."
What you got to look
Atlantic
into,
City.
what you got to look into is Ghislaine Maxwell was
Yeah.
his partner, but Ghislaine Maxwell's
Ghislaine.
father, or what the fuck, Ghislaine? Ghislaine. Look into her father, Robert Maxwell.
Yeah.
All the answers are right there.
because he was